Jimbo Fisher, the day has finally come. The chickens have finally come home to roost, man. I never thought
That's
I'd
true.
see this day.
I didn't either.
The A&M brass have finally gotten together. The decision was made privately on Thursday. It became public today on Sunday. This morning, the news became official. Jimbo Fisher is officially out as the head coach of Texas A&M, and they owe him a $76.8 million buyout. That is what he is owed on his contract. Boy, there's a lot to unpack here. I mean, listen, I feel like we've all been like prepared for this because we knew this day was eventually going to come. It was just a matter of when, not if at this point. It was just kind of a when thing. It's finally happened. What do we have to say? What are your thoughts on the Jimbo Fisher era at Texas A&M?
So, I mean, I'll pull the stats right here. In his 6 years, this being the 6th year, the records. I'm gonna give you the records as well as the finishes in the SEC West. Ready? First year, 9-4, second in the West. Next year, 8-5, fourth in the West. COVID year, 9-1, still second in the West, and they beat Bama that year too. 21,
Asterisk.
8. Yep, asterisk AF. And they won the Orange Bowl. The only New Year's Six they made it in. They beat that UNC team. 2021, 8-4, third in the West. Last year, disaster. Didn't make a bowl game. Six in the West. Still beat LSU though. That was just atrocious. This year, 6-4, and Jimbo's fired. So I put it like this, Shoob. Jimbo, after the Jameis years, he still had good teams, but it seemed like Jimbo was just living off of that 2013 team and the Heisman with Jameis and all those guys in the NFL. And so A&M takes the bait, and they're like, "Oh, well, duh, they'll just do it here with more resources." And he just never, dude. In all those records I read to you, you know what's interesting? Not a single double-digit win season. I'm pretty sure Kentucky has found a way to win 10 games.
They did.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Kentucky
Yeah,
won
so
10 in 2019, I think.
Yeah, I mean, with all the money, all that buy-in, Jimbo could not get out of his own way, in my opinion. He has this very intricate playbook. That's my understanding. And you don't need that in college football. You need like probably 12 plays, especially if you got absolute studs. And I know the SEC is tough, all those cliches. The West is tough, and Alabama and the LSUs, but I mean, you made Kellen Mond look good, for goodness sake. He got Kellen Mond drafted. You want to talk? We talk about that fool's gold.
I mean, you could listen. We trash Kellen Mond a lot here, but like, you could argue
of course
he's been the best quarterback of the Jimbo Fisher era, has he not? They had that. He led the best team of the Jimbo Fisher era. Like, even though we say 2020 was an asterisk, I mean, it kind of was. But at the same time, that team in a normal season probably would have went like 9-3, maybe 10-2. I think.
Yeah,
that sound fair?
No, that's absolutely fair.
But that team still was like not even close to that 2020 Alabama team. And to be fair, 2020 Alabama was like one of the best teams of all time. But like, they weren't even close. That game, I remember Bama beat them by like 40 points that year.
Oh, thank you for that, Shoob. It was 21 they beat Bama, not 2020. No, Bama went undefeated. So thank you for catching me on the back end there. So
I
they
knew
beat Bama that next year.
Right.
Yeah. Point is, you beat Bama, which, that's what you got brought in to do. You ended the assistant streak. But yeah, you bring in all this talent. You weren't able to mold it. There's clearly, I mean, oh my gosh, how about we got guys speeding in the parking lot, guys getting suspended for wearing, drip and sleeves and stuff. Just all this, like, it was the FSU stuff again, minus like serious stuff. But that reared its head again. And it's interesting because A&M, the SEC is about to change. You got your former big brother you've been running from for a while in Texas. They're finally home from college, and they're back in town. And your cousin, who's kind of beat you around, Oklahoma, they're coming back too from their graduate program. So now they're coming into the league. You really need to nail this. And I'm interested to see if Aggie fans again want the splash. They want the floor. They want the supermodel girl. They don't want the wholesome. She's gonna be there waiting for you. She gets off work the same time you do. Y'all get there and y'all go have a nice dinner together. Y'all walk in the park together. A wholesome girl. No, they want this absolute supermodel of a coach. And sometimes that doesn't necessarily lead to a good relationship. So I say that I say that with the pretext of maybe you want a guy who's a little less flash, kind of more maybe Mike Elko. I don't want to start name dropping, but guys who are going to come in, they understand how it operates at A&M, fix that culture, and then just kind of start digging out of this really deep hole you've dug yourself in. I mean, you're paying Jimbo $76 million to go away, so you really need to justify that.
I mean, imagine being paid $76 million just to go away, like you
In a
said, just to
heartbeat.
stop working. I mean,
In a
like
heartbeat.
I I gotta give a little clap to Jimbo Fisher, man. Like this dude just basically secured himself $76 million to not work. I I respect it to a certain extent, man. But two things here. One, financially, like everyone's saying, like, oh, how is this even possible? Man, you see the money being pumped into the sport right now. You see those TV contracts, like money. You see those NIL deals. Like money is not even real at this point. Like college football money is not real.
Monopoly money.
It is monopoly money. It really is, man. And I saw some thread about how A&M is how A&M can financially basically fund this $76 million. And the way that they're
Mortgage the
doing it,
ag
it's
school.
not clearly they wouldn't be doing this. They wouldn't have pulled the trigger if it wasn't financially feasible for them to do it. They are going to be able to do it, and it's not going to be that big of a hit as a normal person would expect. That's the end of that's all you really need to know about that. But second thing here, you kind of hinted at this, and this is where I think a lot of people are probably interested to hear. Prospective coaches. Now this
Oh,
is
this is the
big.
best part. This is the
This
best
is
part
the
of
oh
all
yeah, I
this.
love this is the best part, man. The coaching carousel is always one of my favorite things about this sport.